Large mass participation sporting events can be a tool to study both the actual risk from exercise and also the individual factors that lead to greater risk from exercise. In today's episode, we'll take a look at who ended up in the medical tent over 3 years of the Cape Town Cycle Tour, a 109-kilometer bike tour in South Africa with over 30,000 riders each year, held in late summer. Unlike elite competitions like the Tour de France, which are only open to some of the most fit athletes on the planet, the Cape Town Cycle Tour is ideally suited to looking at the overall general athlete population. First, there is no fitness cutoff or qualification to enter, apart from being 13 years or older. And being so large an event, riders set off in waves of over 4 hours. So, to deal with the different weather patterns over this time, for each individual riders, there's actual start and finish times, and also the temperature at 5 different weather stations along the course were used to calculate their individual heat loads. For this study, crashes were set aside, and medical cases were only recorded for moderate or worse events, so it didn't include minor cases like headaches. We see that, overall, cases were pretty low at about 2 cases per 1,000 riders. This graph shows the temperature on the horizontal axis in degrees Celsius and the rate of medical cases per 1,000 riders on the vertical axis. This particular graph models the impact of temperature on the theoretical average rider for the tour over these 3 years, who would be about 41 years old and rode at just under 24 kilometers an hour. We see that the risk for a medical event doubled as temperature rose by 8 degrees Celsius. Along with temperature, another major risk factor was slower riding speed, which can also be interpreted as less fit riders. So why might this relation exist? It could be the case that if you're slower, you're exercising for longer and spending more time in the heat, and therefore putting more overall stress on your body. Analyzing the data further, the authors found that being 50 years or older was a risk factor for serious or worse medical cases, again along with slower speed. Higher temperatures and age, along with slower speeds, were risk factors for fluid or electrolyte issues, which could mean either drinking too little or too much. Meanwhile, age was again a risk factor for cardiovascular issues. So besides a gee whiz factor, why are studies like these interesting and important? Well, before you can deal with a problem, you must first know what that problem is. So this study demonstrates the risk from exercise in the heat in a large general athlete population and gives insights into who might be most at risk. This can help organizers provide better medical support by knowing who might be at greatest risk for which types of problems. In turn, this can help prevent problems from ever arising by helping to screen and educate at-risk participants before the events. I hope that you've enjoyed this look into the fascinating world of environmental physiology. I'm Professor Stephen Chung, and I run the Environmental Ergonomics Lab at Brock University in Canada. Check out our other short environmental physiology videos or our longer, more detailed environmental ergonomics symposium series. Thanks for watching. See you next time.